the Belgium chocolate, Belgium chicon, Belgium chicory, Belgium coffee, Belgium, there's no nuance. Okay, we are talking about the karmic depths. If we done some positive and negative things, it's never fade away, never lost. We done something that all the time is we can to experience. Look at this in both the history of the Buddha, some great another masters. And if even the exceptional individual like this have to experience the effect of their own past actions, and there is like an individual exceptional, even thus, if even exceptional, like kind of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they are individual like this kind of have karmic, the effect, experience, the effects of their own and the past actions, the many years after they need to experience. This is not only Bodhisattvas, it's also, of course, this is the relative reality. And this is the like kind of nature of the phenomena. And how can we, who is negative actions amassed throughout beginningless time in our wandering through the realm of samsara, are already innumerable. And also, of course, in ourselves. And when is we are wandering through the realm of the samsara, and we are talking about the beginningless, and in this century, that time is we are wandering into the samsara. It's difficult to say. And then it's like since we wander into the samsara, surely we all the times moved, acted. And then there are the 100%, how many we are kind of the innumerable births, take births, and innumerable place, innumerable situations. We created many like kind of innumerable actions, and we done positive and negative. Most times we can to see innumerable negative actions collected. And then it's like, of course, there is a karmic affection or karmic like kind of the repayments there still we have in the storeroom of in the mind. And that one is like to quickly to purify it in our own benefit. And of course, generally speaking, we need to talk about benefit for others, but also look our benefit. We don't do like this. How we can to help other sentient beings. If before we are not purified or like kind of the pacified our own negative karmic effect, and if there is something left over of the negative karmic effect, and these are coming again and again, disturb again, making problems again and again, it's difficult to help others, even difficult to help our own self. And therefore now it's like we obtain the human existence, and entirely like kind of we obtain the human existence, and we have great opportunities, and also we account in the Buddha's teaching, and enhanced by some spiritual friends. It's a very great opportunity, great times. We do not need to lose this great opportunity or the times. Now it is like to tidy up, or the like strong to fasten the seatbelt of the diligent, and to take the path of the Buddha. And we have the great vehicle, the airline of the Dharma, and to quickly to fly. There's one music that says we should to fly. If you do not fly right now, when you fly, if you not fly, you lost your life's test. Like this is truth. It's like we need to fly quickly, very gently. It's like a candle, slowly, slowly. These appearances of the current, our appearances, it is impermanent, not forever. Slowly, slowly, slowly fade away, like disappearing. Like when we are young, okay, and then it's like become some and a certain age, and the signs of the fade away of the disappearances, and like a kind of our inner faculties is collapsing, and eye is like difficult to have, like how do you say, to properly to have the to see, ear is difficult to hear, and tongue is difficult to taste, bodies is also there's not much feeling, and then it's like a ring, all the body, and white hairs, and many there's a slowly is like dissolution starts coming. And when is this that time is occur, then it's every day it's like worse the worse. Sometimes it's like a kind of old age people says, how are you? I think I'm getting better. And I would to laugh like this, getting better, what means? Worse and worse is like this, but it's temporarily just like kind of keep the okay, become quiet. Like this in autumn, all the trees change color and die up leaves. That moment is if we put water as much as the trees, we cannot keep these green leaf flowers. It's autumn times, winter is coming. That's a changing process, and we need to wait until the like in the sufferings like this, and then is in the next sufferings is whether it's good or not good to grow up properly or not. We don't know it, but anyway, it's coming next sufferings. Like this is like this life is in some in the reaching in the end of the summer and the beginning of the autumn. We need to hurry up to enjoy, to something to do, and then it's like summer is like kind of your kind of the great opportunity, fresh, and everything is like new and powerful, energetic. And that moment we need to do something is like this. Therefore, Buddha, when he became the 32 years, and he says, my father, my wife, my mom, I need to do something right now. So, I'm already 32 years old. Look, my father, my mom, they are already this age. And then it's like, when they die, how I can to help? When I will die, who can to help me? And I need to do something right now. I need to find something. It's a solution. Some benefit. It's like he went through science, he went through the meditator, he went through yogi. He may visit many different, and like how you can to find the solution, how do you say, to avoid the different sufferings, and particularly birth, old age, sickness, death. And then finally, it doesn't make any other things satisfied to him, then he's to follow his own path. Like this kind of now, it's like you follow your own path, or you follow on like the Buddha's path, need to do something right now, benefit for in the futures, Maybe it's like future, not existence. We need to go to future. And in the future, something is different. Experience, I want to say experience, politicalism, suffering experience, And one day we will sick, one day we will die, we will need to leave from here. And this kind of to say is very painful. But we need to have notion that in this situation is occurring. What can we do? Sometimes we say, I don't believe these things, but look in our West, or not only West, everywhere. Oh, you need insurance, you need insurance. Why I need insurance? I don't believe in the future. Of course, you can say, but everybody, even the governments, no believers, you need insurance in the futures. They believe in the futures. And this is like kind of general like this. And we need to insurance in the futures, that not only in this life, in the future, many different lifetimes. Even hope to get the free from the samsara while we still go on accumulating themselves. And of course, generally speaking, samsaric sentient beings, and they at the beginningless times wander into this realm of the samsara, and of course they like accumulate innumerable negative actions, and of course, and then the result is not very pleasant. And presently also we understood that, and present is we are happy or not happy. Everything is of course depends in the past our action. That's we fully to realization, fully to understand. But still we are kind of wish very strong, want to be free from the samsara, but we are still like accumulating and innumerable negative actions. And therefore now it's like we should to understand, to try to as much as even to escape from the lower realms would be difficult. So let us at all costs avoid the slightest misdeed, however minute. And also it's like we done some like negative actions in the past, in the beginningless until right now. And according that is very difficult to leave from this samsara. And we reborn again in the samsara, again accumulating the negative actions, again this result, again doing this like this all the time is again and again, and these low realms, and low realms, particularly like inferior realms of the hell, hunger, ghosts, and animal realms. Of course, sometimes like kind of we released maybe some, there's opportunity to reborn in the higher realms, human, dummy, God realms. And also even to obtain in the superior realms of the human and God, so on. Very much difficult. So it's like us at all costs avoid the slightest misdeeds. And is from right now onward. And maybe it's very important to keep into our mind what we studied. It is inevitable of the causalities. Then in the futures, it's like as much as to avoid like kind of the misdeed and negative actions. That is our self-responsibilities, nothing else. If you want to do some benefit to yourself, that's very important to avoid any kind of slightest and misdeed things as much as. Sometimes, of course, we fail, we do. But again, it's like to stop, confess. Of course, like once it's like failed, now I already failed, then it doesn't matter, and then it's worse and worse. And we can to take example, if you made a mistake, something you like done, some like criminal things, maybe you receive some countries like kind of the punishment. And then it's like afterward, maybe you say, oh, I done some criminal things. Then you do again, now I don't care, I'm like this. Then worse and worse, you receive more and more punishment. Maybe it's never ever released from the prisoners. And like this, maybe it's first you done some criminal. Okay, maybe according to your disturbing emotion, maybe it's like according to your ignorant, maybe you made mistake. But that one's like, oh, I done like this, but not necessarily to lose that. This is a kind of education. Not to stop and then I did something and this is negative, and then I to stop and again continue like this. And that is the most important. Sometimes it's like in Tibet, I'm just telling some lay people says, would you like to practice Dharma, to study Dharma? They say, I'm just a lay person, I have big responsibility, I need to help my family, and this is not my level, please you practice Dharma. That is a very, very sad thing. And it's like this kind of persons, the karmic, like kind of the misleader, negative actions, and the result itself to experience. Nobody's, okay? And there's like others say, okay, I can to practice. Then this someone's to practice, this lay person, they is rejected to do some practice virtual things. This person's never received like this from others doing virtual things. If this kind of happened, maybe it's, of course, Buddha, he did huge things. And this influence, Buddha fully want to offer to the sentient beings. But how sentient beings to take these potions? And Buddha, he said, you should to act yourself. That is very important. It is like kind of the truth. And ourselves, like now, it is like in the forward, and it's how much minutes, it's a short times, maybe per day is like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 10 minutes, and there's a recitation, prayer, generate bodhicitta, sanku ampulation. Each moment, I need to do a virtue, I need to do, we keep like this. And each moment, I don't want to negative things, to avoid as much as, then slowly there's accumulations. There's his story, one Lama, he's like under meditating, and he checked his mind. There's put his white paper and black paper, and to contain negative thoughts come, he put one black and positive thoughts white. And beginning almost at black, all the black papers full, almost at few white. Then slowly, and equal. Then is the decrease the black paper, and white papers coming back. And then it's like a few years, how many, I don't know, but finally, the completely white paper, noble. Like this is the beginning, it's kind of the exercise. When we're doing something daily practice, when we go to office, when we go to the city, when we be to the friend, when we doing homework, when we clean our room, and when we are cooking something, moment is, I need to do the virtue. I don't want to do mislead negative things. Okay, it's like even if we are cooking, I need to do something. You can recite. Oh, may all sentient beings to be free from the sufferings. Like this, moment is like doing, it's a virtue. Sometimes young, like you, and like kind of during the doing things, listen music. But this is like, okay, you can do happy, it's that moment, but it's nothing kind of action. Like exactly some is like kind of the fevers. Fears, I don't know, it's maybe some make tendencies, maybe not. I'm not sure. It is like a fever is a virtue or fever is negative. I'm really not sure. Of course, it's according to the fevers, you can to do something. Like this, when you listen to music, okay, it's like your mind is really a little drunk, and like this, it's distracted. This virtue or not virtue? Okay, very difficult. But maybe it's like you have more desire attachment to this. Of course, there is that negative tendencies, and you're creating the, like more to the desire attachment like this. But maybe it's like, okay, I'm cooking, I listen to the maybe one teaching. Each moment you can choose. It's when I listen like this, now I'm become very bizarre. Sometimes I like very much to whole night to sending voice. Some lamas teachers, it's like if really a live teacher to teach like this, and of course this teacher's exhausted, and recorded, put in this recorder like the machine going on, as then no problem, listen again. It's sometimes wonderful. Which kind of experience? Experiments like teachings, really you agree, you are happy, you love, you listen, you go to sleep. Sometime in the night, in the dreams, really you can to meet and you talking to these persons. It's wonderful. It's like really, it's like these persons I'm teaching like this. Then his voice coming in the ear. This is going to inside. Your dream is corresponding. Very nice. It's very wonderful, this. And of course, sometimes it's like beginning is strange as I was few times. But more and more, it's like then the correspondence, voices coming, and then dream is inside you meet. Then really like you listened and received the teachings telling. It's very funny. Like this, sometimes it's like when you're sleepy, when you is cooking, clean times, to put in your. I heard one explanation, the bodhicitta explanation of the causalities. It's wonderful. That is nice. If you don't understand, you keep to check dictionary, and maybe recite the mental things, and also this sort of like. And during the cooking times, maybe clean times, if there's some spider, there's some insect, and you don't make the vacuum clean, don't killing to put out. I need to avoid any negative misdeeds, and this then it's slowly coming up. It's like there's one day you take a specific timers, specific place, and use specific to arrangement. Then you say, I give up negative action, acting positive. It's too much, and then it's like easily collapsed. But step by step, each moment you have mindfulness to do like this, and then it's coming habit. And like this, it's like any kind of slight misdeed, negative actions, as much as we can avoid. That is, we need to keep into our mind and apply ourselves to doing whatever good we can. Whatever. 1 minute Om Mani Padme Hum Sho. Wonderful. One recited. I sent this message to in the space. Maybe my voice is never ever disappeared. Voices continue going away. They carried by the wave of the airs and in the space. Say, Oshunchu Senchu Rinpoche. This recited. Very happy. And it's also in some masters, they say, teaching, telling to us, when you reach into the beach and the seaside, maybe you be in the big forest, maybe in the middle of the animals, maybe middle of in the crowding, the market, the areas, maybe you arrive the top of the mountains areas, like you should recite the mantras. Then you recite, make sound this mantra, then the carriers, whoever hearing, your voice is never ever lost. They're going continue carrying by the wave of the airs. And whoever reach, maybe they can to get the benefit, generate bodhicitta to recite this kind of mantra. One single mantra you can to send into this space is wonderful. And the mantras is like when you studied these mantras, These mantras, all the combination is like kind of the saying good things. For example, I make a joke. If you say Om Gut Soha, Om Gut Soha, and that means Om is like kind of the head, Soha is the completed this the two. Good, it's a good mantra. And you say good, 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 good. Maybe it's a very good. Someone's hear the good, very nice, good. If you say someone's good, you don't need to say it's you good or this good. Good, the people are surprised. What do you mean good? And there is one person say good. Another person, what? A good. What are you talking about? Good. And your name's good. Good. What are you talking about? Good. Good, good, good. And then everybody's laughing and happy and make fun. Good, good. For example, it's like if someone says bad, someone what this person say? Bad, I don't want to go near. And you ask to all the time, this person, bad. No. Science is very bad. I don't want to go near this. Look, this kind of mantra like this. It's a good voice, good less. G-O-O-D, yes, good. That's wonderful mantra. And if you, this mantra is an influence, it's a make happy, and also someone's received the it's good. If I be in the empty place, is I hear the good, I'm very happy. I'm to look around. Some received the good, maybe it's a good. If I'm in the empty place, I received the sound bad, I'm immediately scaring. Why this says like this? Therefore, this kind of mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum is a representative of the heart core of the six realms. And each this mantra, when you recite, is purifying to the six realms. And like this is single money. All in the Buddhist, particularly in the Buddha's path, there's some mantras is very, very much is connect to the element, connect to the like kind of the combination of the how you can to make element purify this thing. And there's no doubt you don't need to kind of how do you say, oh, this mantra that this is not magic, look, magic mantras. Of course, sometimes like in our world, there is like kind of the black magic, something is like some mantras is like kind of magicians mantras. It's not like this. Most, for example, a Mani Padme Hum, it's a kind of purified to the like kind of negative things, to make in the harmony of the element. And it's like this, there is such a benefit. And therefore, even the single money like this, and when it's possible, and apply ourselves to doing the whatever good we can, no matter how it's like insignificant it sees it. Insignificant means it's like very tiny things. Insignificant is like very smallest you did. It's like just 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to sit, generate bodhicitta. In the kitchen, you say it's like I'm making the tea, and during the periods of your waters boiling, you're sitting there and Om Mani Padme Hum. And also it's like sometimes, for example, if you really like kind of some great practitioners, they all the time is like kind of meditating and like this. Then each moment something is like dangerous, something happened, your meditations automatically coming. And therefore it's like each moment virtue need to think. Is insignificant, it seems very small things. As long as we are not making that effort, this kind of be doing so. Each instant of the negative action is leading us into many kalpas of life in the low world. Of course, it is like we don't to put effort in order to the positive things. And positive things, there is many different type of the positive. For example, it says your liberation path. There are many, many entrances, and it's like kind of the methods. And if you are really like kind of the generate really pure bodhicittas, and the drop of the waters, and the piece of one rice, and it's like kind of smallest you can to make a huge accumulation merit, and like this, and then it's like we need to make the accumulation merit and meritorious virtue things. Without virtue meritorious, if we do not put effort, then it's like each instant of the negative actions, then it's like we don't, it's like to put intention about the virtues, our like follow up our like kind of the habitual tendencies, then each moment, each instant, we all the time is acting the negative actions. And then these negative actions leading us many, many, many times, again and again, even the kalbas and kalbas, the eons and eons, where life needs to spend in the lower realms. That is not very nice. It is our own self is all the times to need to be some not good areas. It's not fantastic. Obviously, in this perspective, if you make to do some good things yourself, if you want to take care in the future to receive more and more happiness, we need to do some positive things. Here is a positive things, is 10 positive actions. Now we need to know about and to give up the 10 negative actions. These two are like, if we can stop to the 10 negative actions, then there is a virtue automatically. That is what we need. And of course, top of that, really to commit, kind of to take in the commitment, never doing the 10 negative actions. And they take the vows. And top of that, we acting. And it says like, to stop the killings, to release, to save the sentient beings, and to stop the stealings, and then you top of the doing more generosities, and to stop the doing sexual misconduct, to have more self-discipline, and like to stop the liars, and like kind of to take into more like kind of truth, and just like more become the like a kind of the reducing kind of the choking strength things. Is I wanted to say is that our mouth is the really, really worse than the door of the exclamations. No, exclamation. Sorry to say that, but really, reality is our mouth is the extremely dirty. It can destroy many things. Ugly things is coming worse than the exclamations, exclamant. And like this, why it is like kind of, it's the lying things, and also it's the sowing discord is coming, harsh word is coming, and gossip is coming. They are the worse than the caca, worse than the, is the shit. And that is, this can destroy it's like a life and lifetimes. And therefore, a little bit of mouth is to reduce. It's wonderful, really. It's like sometimes I have like this, in the middle of the papers, I need to talk. Looks like I have a lot of experience. I know the many histories. If someone says something, yeah, yes, but not like this, and then it's like want to argue and also making problems. Really, to good practitioners, good persons, very much talk a little bit. All you need to talk is a very true thinking. If I'm saying like this, maybe it's making often, like offensiveness. What does it? Offensive, or it's to making problem to others. I don't want to say like this. Each moment you have the mindfulness. If your mouth is become like hippie, okay? Our mouth has become like too much democratic ways, and it's awful. And then it's like this make big problems. And therefore, it's like mouth is like really destroy your life. Mouths destroy the next life. Mouths make a kind of big problem. Therefore, even like this kind of the rituals like this, and also mentally, it's like to stop the covetousness, to practice more generosities. Of course, you stop the covetousness, wonderful. And also you stop the like wishing harm on the others, and to like want to help to others. And if you are like showing one anger, one is like kind of disturbed to others, maybe we need to cry. I disturbed, wow, not very good. Oh, someone's disturbed to me, I want to beat to them. It's not very nice. And like this, it is like wishing harm on the others all the time, like this kind of wish. And then it's like we received many harmers coming to us like this. Wrong views is also to completely try to avoid the wrong views, and then to practice correct views, like kind of the understand the causalities, and also it's like particularly have a faith and devotion into the positive action, negative actions, and also generally have very much trust is the causalities. And that is the wonderful view, basic view, pure view. It's this kind of views can lead to reborn in the higher realms. Of course, if you have this view is enhanced by the application bodhicitta and non-conceptualized dedication, then this views is like extraordinary. It can make the rebirth of the liberation Buddhas like this. Nevertheless, never is understanding the minutes wrong deed, thinking that is cannot do, that much harms it. And sometimes it's like, maybe it's small things, maybe it's not much harm, I want to do it. But these actions are hurting to any single sentient beings. We need to avoid them. Sometimes small list, small negative deeds results very huge. And huge negative actions also sometimes make small results. There's an example in India, and there's one in the tree, giant tree. Have you heard that? And its seed is more small than the muscat seed. But you put on the ground, one is grow up, the most giant tree in this world. One is like big, and go to under the 100 people can go to under the trees. Very large tree. You could go to, not. And like this kind of small seed, result is very huge. And huge activity, sometimes small results. And same as the Bodhisattva Shantideva says, Bodhisattva says, what he says, it's evil acts of the butt, acts of but a single instance. One is like single instant, lead to a kalpa in the depths of the hell. It's one moment. For example, maybe it's like you killing something, your father, mother, arhat is something, some criminal things. For example, in the modern, in the modern, it's 1 second, you can chemical bombs, it's like trillions, millions sentient beings to kill. And like this, maybe also is we can to say in your heart, one is like kind of the single negative actions. And this kind of the negative actions can lead to an kalpa in the depths of the hells. And then it's the evil I have done from time without beginnings. Of course, this kind of done many, many times. And in the beginningless and right now, how much I done these negative things. No need to say that they will keep me from the higher realms. And of course, this kind of the negative, these actions, they keep me in the lower realms. It's a negative actions. They never ever let's go to reborn in the higher realms. And like this, there's in the Shantadeva say like this. Therefore, in the Shantadeva said, to quickly generate bodhicitta, develop the wisdoms needed to purify all the negative actions, and also it's like to do the positive things. And also there is one and there is one sutta. It's called the Dhammo Mukha Nama Sutta. Dhammo Nama Sukha. Okay? Dhammo Mukha Nama Sutta. And this is in ancient the sutta of the wise and the foolish me find this one's on Zonlan. And what it is says, do not take lightly small misdeeds. Misdeed. Believing they can do no harm. Small mislead. And like a kind of, we can to say it's like, and maybe it's a say it's like, okay, now I'm a vacuum clean. And there is one insect coming, and the vacuum clean sucked it. And yeah, it's okay, it's just once more. Or maybe it's like if I'm digging there or something, if you like kind of the mislead, if you don't care, okay, kill beings. And this kind of like careless to the mislead things is not very good. Cannot to like kind of, how do you say, it's like insult, like kind of ignored to like this. Do not take lightly small misdeed, believing they can do no harm. And this example is even a tiny spark of fire can set alight a mountain of the haze. And it's, of course, it's like one spark of the fires can to burn size of the mountain of the hay, like the grass, dry grass. It's like this. And a small spark of the misleaded to burn all the accumulation merit and to lead to bring to us or lead to in the hell realms many years. And therefore, it is very, very important things. Okay. Huh? Questions? How many questions? Okay. Yesterday, we forgot the question. Now, today, yes. Okay. What do you have questions? Which kind of questions?
Thank you, Rinpoche. Maria Luisa has 2 questions from yesterday. First, when actions are fully matured, is there any benefit if we confess them will it shorten the effect or make it less strong?
Yes, one is like a fully affect or fully maturated. Maybe is to be tolerant, do not need to complain. And this is maybe is like my maturation of negative deeds, and also to confess that maybe lesser, maybe also sometimes like you purified this the maturation. I mean, it's like maybe more short, more like kind of it's quickly disappeared.
Thank you.
A second.
Her second question: if people abuse us, want to rob or kill, we should accept, but we can lose our lives. How can we protect ourselves and protect others of doing evil for themselves too? Thanks.
Oh yes, if someone is like disturbed, they want to kill, they'd make those. You need to protect her. Self protections as much as you can. You should do. And of course, sometimes it cannot. Then there's no choice. But if they're possible, we should to do it. And other?
Thank you. Laurent Cavallina asks, we are reborn at every moment and every time we wake up after a night's sleep. Is it the same for a cat or any other animal? Are they reborn at the same frequency as humans? Thanks.
Same or the sentient beings.
Thank you. Dasha Guzeva asked, do the beings of God realms only spend their ripened good karma, or can they also accumulate merits, do positive actions, and be compassionate?
And in the desire realms, God realms, and almost to experience only the positive things. And one is reborn, there's not much to do the positive things. Why? We can take example. If you want to make the generation bodhicitta, maybe you can't to see any suffering sentient beings. Then how you can to make generate bodhicitta? Maybe in there is like kind of want to practice generosity. There's no kind of need to help anybody's. And if they want to practice the self-discipline, but which kind of discipline? They are free, whatever they want. There's nothing kind of the rules. And whatever they're doing things automatically. For example, if you be alone yourself, what you need to rule things, maybe it's more than that. And if you want to practice patience, nobody's disturbed to you. There's no object of the enemies. And also it's like others also like this. And in of course, the God realms, we could say is the God realms of the someone's like the fighting with the damning gods. And this kind of course, there is some in the part, but most like kind of the God realms. Like there's not very much to do the positive things. Then it's negative things, then maybe there's like kind of hesitation. I think there's not much to do karma.
Thank you. Irina and Oleg. Rinpoche, could you clarify? It is said that we should go beyond samsara and nirvana. It is said that Buddha went to nirvana. Which nirvana is it? Second question. If relative reality is united with the Absolute and our essence is beyond it, is it our Tathagata Garbha that is described in the Matriyanas Uttara Tantra? If we didn't have this essence, we could never go beyond samsara. If we didn't have this essence, could we never go beyond samsara and nirvana? With respect, Irina and Oleg.
Irina, Oleg, who? Okay, Irina, Oleg questions. Go beyond. Okay, I just want simple gift to you. You look at the present your mind. Present your mind. Your principle, your mind is beyond the positive mind and the negative mind. If your principle mind is not beyond this negative mind and positive mind, your principle mind is fixated negative or the positive, your mind is very strange. And which one is fixated? If you fixated negative, then never ever you cannot receive the happiness, positive things. Your mind is fixated to the positive. You all the time like this, and somehow never you have experience in the suffering. Then you are like kind of the paralyzed. Not like this. Your principal mind is not belong the positive mind, negative mind. This is the universal ground of the positive mind, negative mind. This principal mind is go beyond the positive mind, negative mind. Isn't it? Can you check? This principal mind, like you realize it, then is go beyond the samsara and nirvana. That Buddha, he realized it. That also we need to realize it. This is very easy. Currently you can check. You are sometimes happy, you are sometimes cry. And why? You have two aspect mind? No, it's principally you have one mind.
Thank you. Xenia, she asked, could we please receive the vow not to commit 10 negative actions?
Huh? Can you completely?
Xenia asks, could we please receive the vow not to commit 10 negative actions?
Yes, no problem. You can take yourself, or you may be front of the teacher, or maybe, yes, you can to take fully. Very good. To receive 10 negative actions to stop, yes?
I think she's asking you.
Okay. Okay, La. I'm happy. Other question?
Thank you. Natalia says, Dear Rinpoche, please explain also, 1, how we should analyze absolute reality. It always seemed to me that absolute reality is comprehended instantly.
Very good. Comprehended instantly. Reality. Absolute reality is all the times with you. Nothing else. You can each moment comprehend and experience, eat, shed, talk, argue. That is your relative, the absolute reality. Question? No question. Okay.
Thank you. Dima Dolshenko says, everything is dependent on our actions of our body, speech, and mind. What is happening when Buddhas and Bodhisattvas give us a blessing? What is the nature of these actions, blessings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas? How does this action work? I mean, these blessings are not our actions. The blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, are they consequences of our actions?
Yeah, you are right. The actions as you understood is like kind of the make result. But very simple, take examples. One is the seeds received the blessing from the fertilizer manuals. How it is works. Manual fertilizer is completely different. The seed, to grow up the seed itself, it is not manual, it is not fertilizer. But there are some links a little bit, exactly like this.
Says, thank you, Rinpoche, and please continue your teachings. Now,
Okay. Then it's no question.
Junka Mura? Junko has 2 questions. She starts, thank you very much for your explanation about completion phases last time. I have 2 further questions. First, it seems that we practice generation stage in order to realize the luminosity aspect of essence of our mind. And we practice completion stage in order to realize the emptiness aspect. Is this correct?
I think this is correct. Maybe it's a Jinko's. It's you look at the Longchenpa's quotation. Miraculous discipline of the 4 elements in the space. And in this perspective, space is the source of the 4 elements. 4 elements cannot go beyond the space. The 4 elements, whatever the movement, and any kind of positive, negative, white, right, and wind, cold, fire, water, any kind of miraculous discipline, only in space. And if we can to look at the really precisely, all the miraculous discipline at the 4 element is just reality. This is the discipline of the space. And this is the qualities of the space and the movement of the space. And the space is not different than the 4 element. 4 element not different than the space. Space is the same as the 4 element. 4 elements same as the space. They are kind of the unification, single pointed, but this kind of quality aspect to like this. And when we are like talking about, this is just a relative perspective, in the more and the connect to the mind. And in the mind, of course, we have the miraculous discipline of the thoughts. And thoughts is also, we are positive thoughts, negative thoughts, different type of the thoughts, varieties of the thoughts, yellow, green, form, sound, everything. And also these thoughts of the miraculous disciplined thoughts is in the space of the mind. Maybe these thoughts of the movement and mind is not different. And these different varieties of the thoughts, it's maybe the mind. Reality is the movement of the mind, sensual mind, and there is qualities of the sensual mind. Therefore, essence absent of the essence, and there is the uninterrupted of the arousing of the phenomena, and that is of course, in the mind. And then is you say is the luminosity aspect and the wisdom aspect. Okay, this thought is a luminosity aspect, and emptiness is the essence. And this essence of the empty nature and luminosity is we cannot divide. Luminosity is empty nature, emptiness is luminosity. Ever, never, ever cannot separate. These two qualities is like unification, singular. Now it is like talking about the generation stage and dissolution stage. Yes, as you say, it's the creation stage. We are like kind of changing the luminosity. From the luminosities, there are such a kind of miracle discipline of the appearances, perceptions, colors, forms, samsara, nirvana, so many things. Now we are during the creation stage, we changing the movements or the like kind of the appearances or the perception, so on. And then it's like to changing, but same time as also there is the dissolution stages enhanced or sealed this during the creation stage. It's not separate. Of course, you can to say it's like gradually, you say, first you visualize generation stage, and then second is like dissolve to each other, and then it's like kind of the dissolution stage. This you can to gradually to meditate on it, or maybe same time as you be in the creation set stage, you can clearly to visualize any kind of deities, like kind of the cloth, and what is the half holding the attribute, and even the like kind of the eye, nose, hair, finger, everything's like clearly like a rainbow. But same times you have the view of the dissolution stage, and that times this is not something substantially existence, and like itself like a rainbow. That time is this combination of the both stage, and then it's like same times like kind of the one-pointedness. You are not kind of holding in the creation stage. Creation stage clearly there is the, but your mind is not only holding that. You have same times dissolution stage, but your mind is not aware of the kind of empty nature. And that moment you are maintain, and that this unification of the creation stage, dissolution stage, is the wonderful and free of the disattachment, free of the version or something is like fear or something. And therefore, it's yes, that is a luminosity aspect, empty aspect, absolutely. Then there is another I want to say something, but I forget. Okay, and then second question.
Thank you. Second question is, when I listen to Rinpoche's explanation, it seems if someone does not understand the view of emptiness, it would be absolutely impossible for him, her to practice completion phase. If there is a person who does not understand the view of emptiness, how can he, she practice the dissolving process Tim Rim, that is the last part of generation phases?
Yes, that is the truth. And it is very profound and deep and like a little bit unimaginate. And even if I say something right now, maybe those like kind of the practitioners, maybe they didn't study nothing. They want to immediately to practice dissolution stage. I think it's impossible. That my requests, whoever they say don't understand, please to study. And in Tibet, if you go to in Tibet, and if you haven't got any based education of the Dharma, they never teach you dissolution or the emptiness. It is like a kind of, they misunderstand a lot. And here in the Western, in Japan, in some others, you have basic education. Therefore, some lamas teaching, oh, that is the dissolution, that is the view of the emptiness. But someone is like kind of, I don't understand. Yes, that's the truth. If you not to study, immediately to teach to you is impossible. Okay, like this is like for example, in Tibet there is one nomadic guy like same as the me, and first time he received one radio machine. And then it's like you can to listen the news, you can to listen the weathercast, you can listen to there's kind of joke, everything. And then he person says, how I can to receive? It's just lies. And then they to put in the channel, and then they sending they talking news and the weathercast. And he thought, this is, I don't believe. Maybe there's some very small human beings, they created, they put it in the machine. And they totally believe that. And one day his wife made tea. And here's your tea. Yes, but I think in this machine there is one talkative person. Can you give tea or some food? I'm surely hungry, thirsty. And she says, no, there is no beings. Don't tell me how then there is to speak. There's no connections, nothing. If something there is that, how it can to speak? He's totally don't be confused. Says no, I don't. Even very much scared. He says next time don't bring me this machine. Surely this machine some ghost, or maybe it's how they can. They never. His life is rejected. Like this, sometimes you don't study, then is this kind of emptiness, misunderstanding a lot. And therefore, my request, whoever say like this, please to study. Not study, immediately impossible.
Thank you. Dasha Guzeva asks, Rinpoche, in the story about the two fishes, did they really think so about killing these fishermen, or is it allegory? Can animals really make such wishes?
Absolutely. That is not a kind of like exaggerated. And the fish knows the animals is like you show me that you're this pigeon. You have one pigeon in your rooms. These pigeons, you become kind. These pigeons to kind of showing love to you. And when these pigeons hungry, is coming to you to pick up the food. Exactly like this. Same, they are stupid. They have also idea. Very much. They, for example, they make nest. Fish look, some fishes, they make baby, then with their families. There is like kind of someone's attacking, they run, and they also go to in the safe areas. Yeah, they have very much. Same as we are. And?
Thank you. Kali says, if we lie, even just for kidding, is it a negative action?
Kidding. Oh, yes.
Chokyi.
Kidding also, if this other someone's hurted, is negative. Kiddings and jokes also very, very important to taking care. And kidding is like kind of like jokes. Joke, there's white joke and middle joke, black joke. Black jokes is all the time hurting to the others because someone is like the humor, say, humor. Some humors, they can't find any white humor. Only it's like imitating to the other, like some peoples. And this, you imitating others peoples, like maybe it's like ugly showing. If I'm like kind of gorilla, so this is not gorillas, if you speak, means why you show me like I'm not like this. Gorillas become angry. Gorillas become like kind of the offensive. And like this, it's like you make joke, these kidding things, you use others' defects, then it's hurting. In this perspective, it's like kidding things, white kidding, nice like kind of joke. Then it's good. The negative kidding joke is like hurting to others. It's negative. Yes. What?
Yeah. Thank you. Margarita says, precious teacher, sometimes my non-Buddhist friends ask me questions about karma and other things like that. Since I'm only studying the teachings myself, I know that I cannot properly explain such ideas. Could you explain how can I give a correct answer to such questions? Thank you, Margarita.
Okay, it's when someone is like about the karma, you don't need to explanation blah 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 blah. The meaning of the karma, if you kill someone, then you receive punishment. That is the karma. Then it was okay, easy. What do you mean karma? Yes, if you kill something, do you have punishment? In the country laws, do you need to go to prisoner? Afterwards, you can do very relax. I'm not sure. And or maybe I killed one insect, then I can to relax. And of course, you can to say because insect is like we are insulting. There's no honor, no nothing like kind of them. If you kill the human beings, how much you have punishment, how much you after there's complications here. And maybe it's like some powerful human beings. They're killing some human beings. It's like insect. And they okay, killed, nothing complicated. They are just relaxed. I killed 100 human beings. Okay, good. And like the same way, it is like, this is like finally there is the complications. And like kind of do you kill the insect or humans, this being is already dying and losing life. How much is the suffering? This is the karma. And also yourself is influence. You kill insect or it's like humans. There is the like kind of influence. Then that is, you don't need to talk about many things. If someone asks to me, what does it mean, the karma? Oh, I do that, the killing and stealing, doing sexual misconduct, their result is bad. And that's all. Then I don't need to take more. If I'm stuck to killing, they're stealing and doing sexual misconduct, then I'll be very happy and more happy. That is the karma. Oh yes, that's all. Then I don't need too many things to talk.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Masha asks, in the story of lifespan of Nagarjuna, it is said that the king and the teacher Nagarjuna had the same life force. That is why there was no chance that he will die as long as Nagarjuna is still alive. What does it mean that they have the same life force? How is it possible?
It's possible. If not possible, they never tell it to us. It's possible, and therefore sometimes it's like kind of connected. For example, something like a kind of sweet couple. They love so much each other, and then their life is kind of combined. Other one is died, other one immediately died. Other one's not sick, other one's not sick. One is sick, other one's so sick. Like this kind of, sometimes influence. Okay, like kind of vegetations. Some is like vegetations grow up together. Other ones more grow up, other ones grow up. Other ones die, other ones die. Like this kind of, sometimes there's a link. Of course, this kind of extraordinary, exceptional human beings and beings, they connect to like this. This is Guru Rinpoche is like he practiced the long life God, and then he become it's deathless, same as the mix this long life God's mind. And like this, do you understand Ekanzati?
Thank you. One question from Irina. If you have a passion to argue, you cling to your opinion, you don't want to lose your victory, how can you deal with it? Why do I want to argue so much? What can be a remedy to this desire? Why is it so difficult to give victory to others, especially when you argue to a person who is not right? For example, now during the pandemic, we have to keep distance, and one person enters a queue right in front of you, and you say that I'm standing here, and he replies that he is standing here. I pull myself together, wish this person to be fine, but inside I am boiling.
Yeah, very good. This is the samsaric way we need to argue. Without argumentations, we can't find solution. Argue. And when you argue, you don't need to become angry. You don't need to have emotional things. Argumentation is to clarify how we can to manage our life. And someone is just standing in the front of your doors. Maybe this person has some reason. And why you need to argue, why you need to reject. Maybe you have also something hiding there is something. And you burn it in your mind. Maybe something you have problems. This person also something has reason coming in the front of your door. Surely, maybe not to give you the pandemic. Say, hey, there is surely, and this good to argue. Nice. You don't need to become the victorious. I want to argue. I want to become winner, victorious. Very negative. Very negative. Very negative. Very negative. Very negative. Need to lose. Wonderful. And also it's sometimes Victoria, sometimes not. Then you can to share them. All the time you become the Victorian. Very bizarre. And maybe Buddha. Oh yes. Okay.
Thank you. Dinara Zai says, thanks
Who?
Rinpoche. So it turns out there is no guarantee.
Who's?
Dinara.
Huh?
Dinara Zai.
Dinner side. Okay.
Thanks Rinpoche. So it turns out there is no guarantee against bad things happening to me, even if the holy beings experienced it. And no one should rejoice in troubles as karma, and one should rejoice in troubles as karma is cleansed while experiencing bad things.
Yeah, holy beings need to experience the karma. Yes, you true. Others are true. And therefore, nobody's don't want to experience the leftover karma dips or negative. Then we need to drink a coffee. Do you have more questions? Two more. 10 minutes to stop. 10 minutes.